The Houston Texans are headed to the playoffs. Welcome into the channel. I'm Cody Stoots. Let's talk some Texans. And heck, I feel like I could cut a wrestling promo right now. Excited as I am about this Texans team headed to the playoffs after they get the 23-19 win over the Indianapolis Colts in the win or go home contest in Week 18. Boy, how great is this? This is such a fun team. This was such a Texans game. The cardiac Texans. Oh, my heart. My heart. I got to get the health and fitness up because my heart can't take this from the Houston Texans each and every week. All they do is play close games. They played another close one on this one. But like they've done so many times this season, they pulled it out yet again. A fantastic performance from CJ Stroud. We'll get to it here in the 4 big takeaways brought to you by our friends at J Bar M. J Bar M, 2201 Leland Street in Edo. Fantastic barbecue, an incredible setup to watch games. You have to check out J Bar M, and they bring you the 4 big takeaways each and every week. Let's get into big takeaway number 1. Number 1 is number 7. What else would it be? CJ Stroud in a big game. You can bet on him each and every time. What an incredible performance on that game-winning drive, 7 for 7 on that game-winning drive. He scrambles around, throws the ball up, looks like it's going to no one. Nico Collins makes an incredible play. The dart over the middle to get them set up for the Devin Singletary run. My goodness, what an absolute throw. CJ Stroud does all those different sports warm-ups in the pregame. He does the basketball. He does some baseball swings and stuff like that. He doesn't do a darts warm-up because he throws them in the game. Okay? What a performance from him from the first play where they bomb that sucker to Nico Collins, and he takes a huge hit, and he just gets up, and Michael Dieter runs over, and he's still just he was cool as a cucumber on this one. Didn't make a ton of mistakes. Did everything he needed to do to help this Texans team win the game. And they are headed to the playoffs. And they have this incredible season in large part and in most part thanks to what C.J. Stroud is at the quarterback spot. He finishes up an incredible rookie regular season campaign. Now he takes it to the playoffs. Big takeaway number 2 brought to you by our friends at J Bar M. How about Nico Collins? When he is the guy for this game, he still gets it all done. You know what? After that big one, after that big 75-yarder, it could have been a really bad day for the Texans because the Colts could have put a bunch of extra attention on him, and the Colts could have had a really, really impressive game plan, but it didn't matter. Nico Collins was getting open. If it was short, if it was deep, if it was on the sideline, if it was over the middle, Nico Collins proved he is a big-time pass catcher in the NFL this season, and he put a damn exclamation point on it with 195 yards in this matchup. The catch on the game-winning drive to just be running in the direction of where CJ might throw the football and to come down with that, to keep the ball, maintain possession, incredible stuff from Nico Collins. He's a yak monster. We saw it on the play up the sideline. And then after he was out of bounds, he knew it wasn't already out of bounds. He knew it wasn't scoring. He ran into a Colts player for good measure. My word, what a season he has had. He's been incredible. And he does all this without Robert Woods there to help him, without Noah Brown, without Tank Dell. Dalton Schultz had 42 yards of offense in this one, and Schultz was really big on that final drive as well. But Nico was the guy. He was the big engine and piece of this, and he took care of business and helps the Texans move on to the playoffs. Number 3 on the big takeaways, the 4 big takeaways brought to you by J Bar M. The defense did just enough. Just enough. They forced the Colts to kick a field goal on that opening drive when it looked like Indy was going to have everything rolling and going on that opening drive. The Texans force the field goals. Good job by them there. The defensive line, they could have laid down when Jonathan Taylor was laying waste to them, but they didn't. On that final drive, first down, 2 yards for Jonathan Taylor. Second down, 6 yards for Taylor. That's not great. Third down, a short gain for Taylor. It sets up the 4th and short, where Shane Steichen goes and overthinks it. Big time overthink by Shane Steichen in that moment. Lose with your best players, not your backup running back and your backup quarterback. Lose with your best players. They should have turned around, put it in Jonathan Taylor's belly, and then it would have just been the Colts blockers and Taylor versus the Texans defensive line and linebackers, and let's see who wins. That's not what they went with. And the defensive line, again, it was not a great performance by them or the rest of the front seven. The Colts averaged over 6 yards per carry. That's not good. That doesn't bode well for whoever the Texans play next week. But they could have laid down. They didn't. They stuck with it. Khalil Davis had a nice tackle for a loss at one point. Even after Taylor got going, they were still darting in there and stopping him for no gain or short gain or a tackle for a loss here and there. And yes, he did get going, and they did gash the Texans for the most part. But the defense, it was just enough. You think about what the Colts scored today. They scored 17. Okay, maybe they could have scored 20 because they hit that field goal, or they should have hit that field goal, but that was a 57-yarder, in large part because the Texans forced them to settle for the 57-yarder. It wasn't the best defensive game ever. They will probably burn this tape after they review it from a rush defense standpoint, but the Texans did just enough on defense. I think back to that first half where the Colts looked timid on third down, and the Texans made play after play after play. They were incredible on third down today, and they were coming into this game with a horrific third down percentage, okay? They're coming into this game with a really bad third down percentage. They took care of business on Saturday night. Your fourth one, this is a gritty and tough win all around, and sometimes you get lucky. And sometimes you get unlucky. Sometimes your kicker who hasn't missed an extra point all season long, all right, maybe he misses an extra point. And then sometimes Gardner Minshew's got to avoid a rushing Will Anderson and kind of throw it funky, and his guy drops the football. It's a gritty and tough win. You think about all the injuries they're dealing with. No Jonathan Grenard. That would have helped with the rush defense, but you didn't have him. You didn't have Robert Woods after he thought he might be able to play. No Noah Brown in this matchup. Tank Dell's been gone for weeks now. You've got rookies in Xavier Hutchinson and John Mechie trying to help out Nico Collins from the wide receiver standpoint. You're on your backup tight end in Eric Saubert, who's your blocking specialist, because Tegan Quintiriano's been hurt for weeks. The offensive line's shuffling around as well, and they took care of business. It's a testament to D'Amico Ryans getting these guys focused each week, staying focused when stuff's going wrong in the game as well. That's a big element of this gritty and tough, and man, does this team know how to take care of some business in a close game. They've lost their fair share of close games over the season, but they've won some really tough, hard-fought games over the course of the season. That's big takeaway number 4. Gritty, nasty winners. Sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you're unlucky. The Texans, good enough on Saturday night, and they're headed to the playoffs. How great is that? How awesome is that? How much fun is it? Let me know in the comments section. How pumped are you for the Texans to be headed to the playoffs? If you like the hat, you can buy the hat. The link's in the description down below. Learn all about our friends at JBarM in the description down below as well. Throw me a thumbs up on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Check out Houston Football, www.houfootball.com for all my writing on the Texans. And, of course, Houston Football represented here on the hat. You like the hat, you can buy the hat. All the stuff you need to know in the description down below. It's playoff week now. We find out where the Texans go based on the result of the Jaguars game. Broke that down in a previous video. You can roll through that if you'd like. I'll give you the quick summary here. Jags win. Texans wait for Sunday Night Football. Bills win. They play the Bills on the road. Bills lose. They play the Chiefs on the road. Jags lose tomorrow. The Texans are AFC South champions. Playoff week's going to be loaded here on the YouTube channel. Don't miss anything. Thank you for all the support over the regular season. We're going to have a blast here in the playoffs. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Throw me a thumbs up. Cannot wait till we talk Texans again soon.